Hello, my name is Kevin Karpowitz. I'm a pediatrician located in the city of Schenectady, New York. I'm also an advisor to the Healthy Schenectady Families program, which provides home visiting services to expectant and new parents in the county of Schenectady. Every day I see families experiencing the joy of a new child, and I know that caring for infants and toddlers is very rewarding, but can also be very challenging. I'm very aware of the traumatic effects of injury to infants, including traumatic brain injury and shaken baby syndrome. I'm also aware of the risks that lead to sudden infant death syndrome and the toll that it takes on parents. In this Safe Babies video, you will see three families. One family is coping with the aftermath of sudden infant death syndrome, or SIDS. The second is dealing with their child's traumatic brain injury that went undiagnosed for many years, and the third one with the devastating effects of shaken baby syndrome. You will also hear some very important prevention information for keeping infants and young children safe. I hope you remember these tips and remind those that care for your child about things they can do to keep your child safe. Enjoy this important time in your child's life as these early years go by very quickly, and remember that you are your child's most important advocate.
The American Academy of Pediatrics estimates that SIDS strikes nearly 3,000 babies in the United States each year. Here's the story of one baby and his family.
My son Declan was born July 29th, 1999. He's my third son. And he was just like such a perfect baby. He was so content that it made it easy. We would all, four of us go places and do things together.
I mean, my worst thought for my son was, oh, now he's going to be in daycare. We'll probably come up with an ear infection, a fever. The thought that my son was going to die was so far removed. I mean, he was so healthy, so happy, such a content boy.
3 months after Declan was born, his mother returned to work, leaving Declan with a trusted babysitter.
And I was probably at work a couple of hours. And I got a phone call, and it was the babysitter, and she said, Declan's not breathing. I said, what do you mean he's not breathing? She says, he's not breathing. I said, well, what are you doing? And she said, I called 911, they're here. I arrived at her house, and there was police cars, fire department, and the rescue squad was there. And I said to them, where are you taking my son? And they looked at me, and they said, we're not transporting. And that's basically how I found out that my son was dead. We're not transporting. And they asked us questions, about what he had to eat, how he had been, and they explained to me at that point that they thought it was probably a SIDS death. Did I know about SIDS? Yeah, I've heard of SIDS, but I could not have given an explanation as to what SIDS was.
We'll hear more about Declan Lantry and his family later in this tape. SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome, or crib death, is the unexplained death of an infant to 1 year, a heartbreaking tragedy with its cause still unknown. Even though SIDS remains a mystery, there are a number of steps you can take to reduce your baby's risk of SIDS. Back to sleep is the single most important component in reducing the risk of SIDS. Babies may wake up more often on their backs, which may explain why they can respond better if they have trouble with their breathing. Babies get used to sleeping on their backs, which is why it's important that they sleep on their backs from the start. And the spit-up reflex that protects babies from gagging and choking works better on their backs than stomach. Use only a firm, flat mattress and safety-approved cribs for baby sleep. Be careful about sleeping with infants, especially in small or tight spaces. A small sleeping area and the sharing of that space with one or more adults or siblings increases the risk of the infant becoming entrapped in bedding or smothered during the shifting that may occur during sleep. Babies sharing a bed are especially at risk when a parent is overtired, has been drinking alcohol, or taking any drugs or medications. As an alternative to bed sharing, the American Pediatrics Academy suggests that parents consider placing the infant's crib near their bed to allow more convenient breastfeeding, parent contact, and for the return of the infant to the crib after feeding. Tummy time is recommended when babies are awake so they can develop their neck and upper body muscles. Tummy time can also help avoid flat spots on their heads. Soft objects such as pillows, quilts, comforters, sheepskins, stuffed toys, and other objects should be kept out of a baby's sleeping environment. Any loose bedding such as fluffy blankets and sheets may also pose a hazard because they may block the flow of air to the baby's face. Special pillows, mattresses, and wedges are not necessary. Place the babies to sleep so that their feet are at the foot of the crib. If blankets are to be used, they should be lightweight and tucked in around the crib mattress, reaching only the level of the baby's chest so the baby's face is less likely to become covered by bedding. Another strategy to use, sleep clothing, such as footed pajamas and one-piece sleepers, so no other covering is necessary. A crib that conforms to the safety standards of the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission and the American Society for Testing Materials is a desirable sleeping environment for babies. Crib slats must be secure and equal to or less than 2 3/8 inches apart. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission has issued advisories to parents and caregivers on the hazards of beanbag cushions, water beds, and adult pillows. Babies lack the coordination skills and muscle development necessary to roll over or move their heads readily and get themselves out of a dangerous position. In addition, the filling in beanbag chairs presents a significant choking hazard for children of all ages. Babies should be kept warm and out of drafts, but they should not be allowed to get too warm. Their neurological systems haven't developed enough to provide adequate warning of overheating. You need to maintain a comfortable temperature in your home. A temperature that seems warm enough for you is the best gauge to use. Whatever room temperature is comfortable for adults will be comfortable for the baby. Provide a smoke-free environment for your baby. Establish a rule that no one is allowed to smoke in areas used by your baby. Recent research indicates that the risk of SIDS doubles among babies exposed to cigarette smoke after birth. A more alarming fact